You have no idea how dangerously close you are to wasting years of your life on someone who never saw you as the man. And if you click away now, you'll miss the one truth that could save you from the trap that's silently killing your confidence. Because what I'm about to tell you is not what you've heard before. It's not relationship fluff. It's not another cliché about knowing your worth. It's the truth women will never tell you. The truth your friends are too scared to say. The truth your heart already knows, but your mind is too afraid to accept. She doesn't love you the way you love her, and you keep holding on, hoping something will change. But nothing changes until you change. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why you keep ending up as an option, how she knows she can treat you like one, and most importantly, how to flip the script so that you never beg, never chase, and never question your value again. If you think this is just another motivational speech, think again. This is a psychological awakening, a confrontation, a wake-up call, and the ones who stay until the end. They don't just get clarity, they get power. They get the blueprint to becoming the man she never saw coming and will never forget. So don't scroll, don't pause, because the next 10 minutes will expose the game she's playing and reveal the version of you that's been buried under silence, rejection, and confusion. And once you see it, you won't just walk away stronger, you'll never let anyone treat you like an option again. Ever, you see, the problem isn't that she doesn't care. The problem is that you do too much in the wrong direction. The moment you start accepting crumbs of attention, delayed responses, last-minute plans, and vague "we'll sees," you have silently agreed to be treated like a placeholder. And don't be fooled, she knows exactly what she's doing. Women are not confused about the men they truly want. They're only uncertain about the ones they're not afraid to lose. When you position yourself as the ever-available, ever-patient option, you slowly disintegrate your own value. It's not love to constantly initiate, always compromise, and wait around for someone who never fully chooses you. That's self-neglect masquerading as loyalty. A man who allows this dynamic is not winning her over. He's teaching her that his feelings are negotiable, that his time can be wasted, and that his presence doesn't require commitment. And the mind responds to that by categorizing you as convenient and not critical. The harsh truth is that being kind and present doesn't guarantee love. In fact, when done without boundaries, it breeds emotional laziness in the other person. She doesn't have to try. She doesn't have to show up. She doesn't have to choose you because she knows you've already chosen her, regardless of how little she gives back. And that's where most men get trapped, mistaking their persistence for passion when in reality it's just emotional self-abandonment. Psychologically, people assign worth based on how something, or someone, is treated. You don't value a luxury car that's always available at a discount. You value it because it's rare, high standard, and demands something of you. The same principle applies here. When you accept less than respect, you become less than respected. Love without mutual priority is not noble, it's self-destructive. Women are deeply intuitive. They can feel when your presence comes from confidence and when it's just desperation in disguise. When you stay after being disrespected, hoping she'll eventually see your worth, what you're actually communicating is, "You can keep mistreating me and I'll still be here." And that, more than anything, kills attraction. The man who stands tall is not the one who loves the loudest. It's the one who knows when to walk away quietly. You don't raise your value by fighting to stay. You raise it by refusing to be kept on hold. Because when a man truly respects himself, he doesn't need closure, doesn't chase validation, and doesn't stay where he's seen as replaceable. If you're always available, you'll never be seen as valuable. Let her feel your absence. Let her wonder what happened to the man she thought would never leave. And let that silence speak louder than all the words you ever begged her to hear. There's a truth most people avoid because it's uncomfortable, because it disrupts the fantasy that love is only about how much you give, but here it is. Women don't fall in love with men they can predict, control, or manipulate. They fall in love with the man who knows who he is and cannot be easily swayed, the man who values peace over chaos, the man who makes her feel not just wanted, but inspired to rise. When she knows you'll tolerate anything, she stops investing everything. The chase is over, the mystery dies, and attraction quietly exits. When a woman senses that you're emotionally dependent on her reaction, her mood, her validation, she starts pulling back. Not always because she wants someone else, but because biologically, emotionally, psychologically, we are wired to value what is rare and secure, not desperate and loud. So if you're always reaching out, always fixing what she breaks, always showing up no matter how she's acting, that's not loyalty. That's fear of loss disguised as devotion, and that's not attractive, it's suffocating. The greatest misconception men carry is believing that consistency without standards will make her stay. But in truth, what makes a woman stay is knowing she could lose you if she disrespects you. That's the balance. That's where real chemistry lives, in the tension between admiration and risk. When she knows you're not afraid to walk away, when she sees that your peace is more important than her presence, it forces her to decide, is this a man I respect enough to love fully, or do I just enjoy having control over him? Control kills passion. Predictability in the absence of strength becomes boredom. If she knows every time she pushes you away, you'll run after her, then you've already lost her emotionally. What keeps her drawn in is the realization that your love is strong, but not unconditional at the expense of your dignity. Women test men not to hurt them, but to reveal them. And when you fail those tests by folding, apologizing for things you didn't do, begging, chasing, over-explaining, she doesn't see safety. She sees weakness. She sees a man who doesn't trust his own worth, and no woman can fall deeply for a man who doubts himself more than she does. You have to understand real power in love isn't loud. It's not forceful. It's not improving. It's in restraint. In walking away with grace when your standards are violated, in knowing that your presence is a privilege, not a consolation prize. And when she feels that, when she realizes your heart is open, but your boundaries are iron, you become the one she's afraid to lose, not the one she keeps around just in case. Don't become the man she can control. Become the man whose value makes her rise. And if she won't rise, let her fall away. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth to someone who only sees your presence as convenience, everything shifts. And this isn't about being cold or playing games. It's about reclaiming your power, because silence is not weakness. It's clarity. It's the refusal to argue for your place in someone's life when their actions already told you the truth. When a man walks away, not with drama, not with bitterness, but with calm certainty, he activates something deeper than attraction. He triggers respect. And respect is the foundation of real connection. You see, when you beg, when you explain, when you chase, you are trying to force understanding where there is no willingness to listen. You are pouring energy into someone who has already decided you'll keep giving, no matter what they take. The strongest statement you can ever make is removing your attention, especially from someone who thought you would never leave. Because attention is currency, energy is influence, and where you place that influence determines how the world treats you. If a woman disrespects you, devalues you, or plays hot and cold, and you stay. What you're saying to her without words is, I don't value myself enough to walk away from what's hurting me. But when you finally stop texting, stop showing up uninvited, stop checking her stories or waiting for her mood to swing back toward affection, you reclaim something sacred, your masculine edge, that grounded part of you that doesn't beg to be loved, because it expects to be loved with consistency, not chaos. Psychologically, this kind of silence creates a void, a vacuum. It forces her to confront what she thought would always be there. And often, that silence does more than any emotional outburst ever could, because you're no longer reacting. You're deciding, and decisions create consequences. She either realizes what she lost, or she fades out, confirming that she was never fully in to begin with. Real men don't ask someone to love them right. They observe, they respond, they choose based on behavior, not potential. And when the behavior becomes harmful, inconsistent, or degrading, they leave, not to punish her, not to manipulate, but because staying would be an insult to their own soul. Walking away is not failure, it's a final boundary. It says, I will no longer fight for a place in someone's life who treats me like a guest. And that kind of string, it echoes. It's felt, it shifts the dynamic permanently. She may come back, she may apologize, she may even change. But by then, you'll already know. The man you became by walking away is far more valuable than the approval you were chasing. Never explain your silence. Let it speak the truth she tried to ignore, and remember, the moment you stop being available is the moment she has to decide if you were ever truly replaceable.